There we go. There we go. Something. Oh, it's something up with Facebook. That's what it is. Okay, good to know. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Shred Show Live. I am your host, Josh Pitts. I'm very excited to have you joining us on this episode because as you can see, I'm joined by two incredible, beautifully, and talented ladies this morning. Some of the Ariel being a new mortgage professional, but ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into some great conversation, especially when it comes to the art of home ownership. I'm joined by Val Miller and Ariel Newman. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about some things that you do not want to miss. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to shred. What is up? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We were having a little internet issues, so we apologize, but I think we're back. We're good to go. If you're on LinkedIn, we don't know if it's live or not, so sorry, but we're here. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. But I'm so excited, ladies and gentlemen. You know Val Miller with Art of Homeownership, probably one of the most brilliant social media experts in the entire industry. We'll just give her that kudos. And then we have Ariel Newman joining us, which I'm very excited to have Ariel. She's a relatively new mortgage professional, only been in this industry for about just over 3 years, but she is in the trenches. She's working hard and she's putting the things into practice that's helping her business grow. So ladies, thank you so much for joining us. Plus, it's National Women's Month, so we have two incredible women joining us. So what better way to celebrate? So Val, good morning. What's up?
Good morning. We're so glad to be on today. I'm glad to be back, and I'm excited that Ariel gets to join us today. I've been talking to her about the art of homeownership, how she's leveraging it. So I'm super excited for you guys to hear from her.
Oh, I'm excited as well. Ariel, good morning. Welcome to the Shred Show. You look I know you do this all the time, Ariel. You're like, if you didn't know, she's actually a professional model and actress as well. So she does this for a living. Mortgages is her side job, but she's not nervous at all. She's excited to be here, right, Ariel?
Totally, not nervous at all.
Love it. That's what I love to hear. But Ariel, give us, again, you've been in this industry for just over 3 years now. You can tell us the real hard truth. How's it been the last 3.5 years in the industry?
Oh, wow. It's been a wild ride. I started from not really knowing anything about mortgages, and I've had some amazing mentorship. It's been a roller coaster, lots of ups and downs, but I've learned to implement some tools that have helped me regulate my business.
There's a lot of ups and downs. The one constant, I will tell you this, you've already learned it, but the one constant in the mortgage industry is change. Always changing, always evolving. And that's why the Art of Homeownership is so cool, because you have a great organization. You have people like Val and their entire staff, everybody that works at the Art of Homeownership, the owners of Art of Homeownership, they understand our industry. They understand it's changing, how it's evolving, and they keep us up to date. And Val, that's really what we're talking about today, because when it comes to really caring for our clients, caring for our consumers, caring for those people that we're truly helping achieve the Art of Homeownership, we want to have that discussion. And again, who better to have it with than you and Ariel?
Yeah, I love that. And that's the thing, like Ariel is really the kind of person that we're trying to target for this platform, because she genuinely cares about the people that she's working with every day. She cares about their long-term success when it comes to their wealth and knowing about their home. So just the conversations that I've had with her so far, it gets me so excited, because this is exactly what we're trying to do and the kind of people that we want on the platform. So it's exciting. I love hearing that from her.
Well, that's exactly, I'm excited to kind of get into the details, because again, Ariel, with being so new to the industry, you're always trying to find ways to separate yourself, to differentiate yourself from the masses, because let's be honest, mortgage professionals are a dime a dozen these days. So you have to be able to truly add value. And again, exactly what Val is talking about and what the Art of Homeownership provides is that differentiating factor, being unique, being different. And I'm excited to kind of get into the discussion with you, how you're using the Art of Homeownership and really how it has helped you separate yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I started out, I learned that I needed to become some sort of specialist. That's how people do really well in this industry. And it's kind of like a doctor. If you're going to be a doctor, you want to be a specialist. Or if you have a certain problem, you want to see somebody who does only what you need fixing. And so I tried to figure out where my niche was, worked with a lot of first-time home buyers, which I still do. I love the educational aspect of my profession. And in terms of a specialist, I found Art of Homeownership as a platform that allowed me to really shape my business around my morals. And I always had this goal of being a lifelong resource for my clients, but I didn't really have a plan behind that goal of how am I going to be that lifelong resource. And so implementing the Art of Homeownership platform has allowed me to actually walk the walk and not just talk the talk. And
Yes.
I have these different tools that make it so I am able to provide all of these amazing benefits to clients and be able to make sure their needs are met long term. And they're really, I mean, a mortgage is typically 30 years, so you can't just they can't just get the keys and be able to handle it from there. They need more guidance than that. So I'm excited to be able to provide that.
I love that you're talking about this guidance because people forget about that. So whether it's a 10-year mortgage, 15-year, 30-year mortgage, it's not just a transaction one and done. Like sometimes we're so focused on the here and now, especially as mortgage professionals or as real estate professionals. We get in, we say, "Oh, Val, you know, we're so excited to work with you. We're going to take care of all your home ownership needs. Trust me, we got you." And then at the end of that transaction, here to close, we sign the documents, they get the keys, and then poof, we vanish. We're gone. Like, and that's it's just such a small mindset. It's such a fixed mindset of thinking, Val, we need to stay in front of these people long term. And again, with what the Art of Homeownership provides, it allows all of the people who are working with Art of Homeownership to really stay in front of them and continue to provide that value long term.
Yes. Yeah, it's so funny because I actually, I just posted a poll the other day in one of the Facebook groups asking about providing value for your past clients. So the options were, would you rather double the value that you're providing to your current clients and do 25% less in production, or would you rather not provide value and double the production that you're doing? And I mean, overwhelmingly, the votes were, I want to be providing more value to my clients. Of course, you have those three stragglers who just don't care about their clients. You don't want to work with them. But people want to be providing more value to their clients. They just don't necessarily know how. So implementing things like the Art of Homeownership, it makes it so that it's set, it's going to do the work for you. And your clients are going to be so much more educated because of that.
I love that. Getting them educated is all part of that process. And I saw your poll and there was an overwhelming result of it. I'm like, wow. When I saw the answers, I'm like, people really want to create value, but that's just it. Sometimes we just don't know how. Like sometimes we're just lost.
Exactly.
Well, it seems so overwhelming. It's like, well, wait a minute, you know, we're in the transaction and there's the problem, and I will be very honest with this, is we have so many fintech companies, we have a lot of technology companies and CRMs and this and that coming out there and saying, well, you got to do this, you got to do a post a day, you got to stay in front, like it's a drip campaign, and you got to set it up. And it's just like, holy crap! Whoa!
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start here. So I would love Ariel to kind of, as again, being that you're new to the industry, to the Val's point, has it helped you simplify that? Has it helped you really be that expert, be that one in the trenches, as you mentioned, creating that value for those customers?
Oh my gosh, yes. I can totally relate with what you were saying. In the mortgage world, it's all about technology nowadays. You know, people want to be able to apply and get answers very quickly. And so when I started out there, it was just like a fire hose of these different tools and do this, do that. And so I had allocated my marketing budget to all these different tools, which they surely all had their pros and cons. Lots of benefits out there. I'm not knocking, you know, various tools that you can use, but what I realized I needed to do was just pull out of all that and invest in Art of Homeownership, because I didn't know what was working and what wasn't at that point. And I found that I needed something to actually drive results and be able to have a consistent framework of how I take a client from that initial consultation to closing and beyond. And Art of Homeownership has allowed me to do that. So it's pretty exciting.
I love that you mentioned this, Ariel, because this is something in particular that not only like newer people to the industry struggle with, but even seasoned pros like myself, is sometimes we get so lost in all the shiny objects. I refer to this a lot. There's lots of new tools out there. There's lots of things popping up here left and right. And people are like, oh, well, use this tool, use this tool. And you'll even have originators like they'll use this CRM for 1 month and then they go to this CRM, then they use this tool. But really, and again, this is for everybody out there. The best tool is the one that you use. The best system is the one that you actually use. Plus, it's the one like Art of Homeownership does that's actually providing you with like, okay, here's the best way to use our tools and system. Sometimes you get, affiliated with a company or a tool or a system. They give it to you. And like you said, it's like a fire hose. You don't even know where to go with it. You don't know how to best utilize it. You don't know how to simplify the process. So Ariel, you make such a good point. Find one and really master, become really, really efficient at it. Because again, there's some great tools out there, not as good as Art of Homeownership, let's just be honest, but there's some good ones out there. But unless you actually utilize them, and again, Val, to this point, you guys actually have a webinar later that we're going to post a link for right now. This is something that you guys do on a regular basis. You teach the users how to utilize the tool, some of the benefits, some of those. So talk to that a little bit.
Yeah, so every Wednesday we hold a partner webinar where we kind of have this set up where we talk about a strategy or a script that you can implement right away in your business. And then we talk about the actual platform and how you can leverage it the most and implement it more in your business. And then we talk about a mindset shift. So just kind of getting in the right mindset to be a true Art of Homeownership partner, because it is really more of a mindset and it's a way of doing business. It's not just a platform. So we do the Wednesday webinars, and then we also have an e-learning platform, which if the partner really wants to make the most out of this platform, they dive into the e-learning platform. And I was just talking to Ariel about this the other day. She was like, there's so much information in there. If you want to truly be educated about it and leverage it the most in your business and get tangible results, you'll dedicate some time each day to spend in the e-learning platform to really learn so much about the platform and how to implement it.
That is so cool. And again, this is just a different way of, it's so cool to see a company who cares about their users so much that they're taking the time out of their busy day. Not only do they have the great tools, the great system in place, but they're going to teach you how to regularly use it and actually give you real life experience. We have Ariel on here. She's one of the users. Like, how often do you see that? And she's actually a happy user. Like that's the most exciting part. Sometimes, like Ariel even mentioned, sometimes when using a system, it's trying to drink through a fire hose and you just get so overwhelmed. So Ariel, is there something in particular when you've utilized the system? I know you mentioned it's been such a great tool and resource to you. Is there one particular piece that you're like, oh, this is one thing that my clients or the people that I'm working with consistently are always like, wow, that was, thank you for, making me aware of that.
Yeah, definitely. So there's Art of Homeownership basically is set up with 6 different tools that I can offer, or 6 different benefits, if you will, that I can offer each client, and even people who are not my clients. If I meet somebody in the grocery store in the line, we get talking about mortgage, and it's a benefit I can just share, and I'm never selling myself or selling my service. I'm just always adding value. And that's what, I get chills. Like, that's what I love about being a partnership, or being a partner with Art of Homeownership. And one thing I wanted to touch on as a newbie, which I still consider myself almost 4 years in the industry, is kind of suffered from this imposter syndrome thing. Like, do I really know what I'm doing? Because this is a huge, people are making huge decisions, and that's in my hands to provide them with the correct guidance. And it's kind of scary because anybody can go out there and get a mortgage license. Anybody can originate. And I just kept thinking, am I doing this right? Am I doing enough? And becoming a partner with Art of Homeownership, I could go through all 6 different benefits and how great they are, but the one that really sticks out to me is the perfect mortgage promise. And that is basically my promise to each client that I'm going to uncover their needs and their issues before they're thinking about them. So they may be thinking about, how can I get the lowest interest rate today on my mortgage, but their mortgage is really going to be around for the next 30 years. Or, they're going to refinance or sell or whatever, but their terms are at least going to stick with them for the next several years. And there's a lot of life changes that can happen. Like, are kids going to college? Do you have aging parents? And Are you making the most of your real estate investment? Would there be a possibility for like an ADU, or like all these different things that could be possible with your financial profile? I now know the right questions to ask, and I can ask those and really get that conversation going, which I find is the most valuable part of the service I offer, is opening up that conversation and not just taking an order, not just taking an application and saying, okay, here's your interest rate, here's your, this is what your payment will be. I can say, no, this is my perfect mortgage promise to you that I'm going to set you up with the right plan to achieve your financial goals long term.
That was so powerful. Like, holy cow, especially like you gave me goosebumps talking about that, because being a mortgage professional for as long as I have been, and Ariel, I don't know if the imposter syndrome goes away. I've been doing this for 10 plus years, and I still feel like a newbie sometimes. There's people who've been doing it for 30, 40 years. And I'm like, holy cow. They just don't get it, I guess. If you're in it that long, you're crazy. Just kidding. We're all going to be in it that long. But you mentioned something that's so smart, Ariel, is really being able to have a company, a tool, a partnership. I love the word partnership, like you said, because the Art of Homeownership is invested in you. They want to see you. They want to help educate you so you can have that perfect mortgage promise to your clients. Like that's why this is such a cool tool and such a cool service, and why the Art of Homeownership, that's why we love them. That's why we like having Val on the show, is because, again, they're not just another shiny object. They're taking it to the next level. They're educating all the people they're working with. And again, especially with somebody like you, Ariel, and yourself, who is newer to the industry, they give you that confidence. They give you that boost. They give you that courage to go out there and continue to add value to your clients. And Val, again, that's why it's so exciting. It's such a breath of fresh air to see all that you guys are doing, all the value you're adding to not only, again, users, but to all the consumers who are part of the user base of everybody working with the Art of Homeownership.
Yeah, and this industry, the issue and the reason that Art of Homeownership was created is because it's such a transactional industry. It's so easy to keep closing loans and get high production, and then just saying, okay, good luck, have fun in your new home. But it needs to be more than that. So that's why Art of Homeownership was created. And it not only benefits the consumer, but it allows the mortgage professional to really have a selling point. So it is a selling point. You can talk to prospects and say, I care about you this much that I invested in this technology to make you a more educated homeowner, which is big. That's a big deal. When people feel like their mortgage professional actually cares about them, it sets you apart so much. And especially now with the rates increasing, you need to have some sort of differentiator and a way to say, I'm different than other mortgage professionals in this industry, and Art of Homeownership is it.
Yeah, absolutely. That is that differentiating factor that we've mentioned a couple of times now. Ariel has mentioned it. Again, that perfect mortgage promise. That's one of those things that's how often do you hear somebody talk about that? It's so much more. Ariel mentioned this as well. It's being that long-term financial advisor. Sometimes that's used loosely because you're like, wait, I'm not a financial advisor. But if you are educated, if you are knowledgeable, as mortgage professionals, we truly are helping people make the biggest financial decision, or one of the biggest financial decisions they're ever going to make in their life. So we do help them with those financial decisions, how they can best leverage the equity in their home. So Ariel, I love that you mentioned that. Val, you have mentioned so many great points. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we have posted the web link below for the Zoom. You can jump on it. You can learn more. You can probably even ask some questions. I don't know. Maybe I'm throwing that out there, Val. Maybe you can, but you can be involved with this process. You can learn more about the Art of Homeownership, and you can start being like Ariel. So you can go out there and you start crushing it. You can start adding that value to all of your clients. So I want to thank you ladies so much. Oh, real quick, Val, the link, it starts today. It starts here in about 45 minutes. Is that right?
Yes, it starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I always get my times mixed up. 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
So
yes,
40 minutes,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, 40 minutes. That's easy.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what time your zone you're in.
Yes,
40 minutes from now, click on the link. You can join them live and, like I said, be part of that discussion and learn how you can continue to add value to all of your clients and continue to build that dream of the Art of Homeownership. Ariel, thank you so much. Val, thank you so much. It was absolutely brilliant. You ladies were amazing. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Shred Show. We really appreciate you guys joining us. Thanks so much, ladies.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we appreciate you. We love you. Now it's time for all of you to go shred, go show up, hustle, repeat every day. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you again so much for joining us for today's show. If you like the content, make sure you hit that like button below. And if you already haven't subscribed to our channel, click right over here and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to see our latest video, click over here. And again, if you want to see the best of daily content within the mortgage and real estate industries, you have to subscribe now. We look forward to having you shred with us every single day.